I'm incredibly happy to say that the channel sponsor is teamwarlord.com. They make absolutely fantastic metal plaques. These being some prime examples. James Rodriguez there. The Everton badge. Another Everton badge. And there's absolutely tons on their website. Which, don't let me just tell you that. Go and check it out. teamwarlord.com. And you get 10% off with the discount code BBN10. Also to that, you'll get one for $5.99 if you buy one for $7.99. It's worldwide shipping. It's great gifts. I mean, $7.99, and it's just great stocking filler, birthday present. It's absolutely fantastic. So make sure you get yourself on the website. The link is in the description below. Get yourself over to teamwarlord.com. Start buying now.
Hi. What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and Everton have now lost 2 in a row. We lost to Fulham 2-0, and we've just lost to Manchester City 3-1. Look, it's a difficult one for me because I think my opinion. Do you know what? I actually think this game, genuinely, and look, you know, don't make what I'm about to say personal because it's not. It's not. But there's a lot of different opinions tonight on Everton. You know, some people are saying we're in trouble. Some people are saying we're not going to be good enough for the games going ahead. Some people are saying, look, we're playing Manchester City. It's a tough game anyway. It's a difficult one for me to surmise because I saw the back four at the start of the game and I was chuffed. I was chuffed, and Yuri Mina going off was such a huge blow. He was such a massive blow to come off. It was an understatement. It completely changed the way that we had to set up. We ended up having to play 3 at the back, which, look, against certain teams we'll be fine with, but we won't against a Man City team that pick gaps in. And, as soon as Coleman come on, and this wasn't Coleman's fault, but there was naturally that gap with Luca Dean and Coleman because there was them gaps in the middle between the 3, and that was a huge blow. It was a huge, huge blow. And look, that result is one of those things. However, there were things that we take from the game. We go 1-0 down. It's poor defending. But the ball comes out with Charlison and Sigurdsson both jumping, turn around. Mahrez can cut onto his left foot, then cut back onto his left foot and put the ball into the box. We can't win the header, and it goes in off cut. It goes to Foden, who volleys it. It hits the inside of Coleman's foot, and that makes it 1-0 to City. And Everton just aren't good enough, like in that sense. They just can't do anything about it. And then we go and get one back. It's good football. Iwobi does really well. Coleman does really well. Coleman dinks it over to the far side of the pitch. And I sort of sat there and thought, yeah, cool. Well, I get it. Ball comes in from Luca Dini. It's a post. Bounces off for Charlison and it goes in to make it 1-1. And Everton were the better team then for 15 minutes. I thought Everton could have made it 2-1 with an opportunity. Decore also had an opportunity at the start of the game where I thought, yeah, we could be in there. The second half, Man City found another gear. We can't hit that level. Like, we are not at that level. And you saw it in the second half. Manchester City simply stepped up. They did a good job. They nullified Everton. We couldn't get the ball in midfield, which was subsequently made worse, in my opinion, when Tom Davies was taken off. Because I don't get the substitution of Tom Davies today either. Then, on top of that, I think Josh King should have been brought on earlier because Sigurdsson certainly on the third goal, was nowhere near his man. The second goal, he was nowhere near his man, although the second goal, Mahrez does really well and bangs it in off a post. I don't think people are saying Pickford punched it instead of catching it. Pickford had a man in front of him, I think. He had a man in front of him. I don't blame him for punching it. I'm not going to scapegoat him for punching it. So if you've come on here to scapegoat Pickford, I'm not the one to be watching tonight. Go and watch one of the other channels. You already know I don't think Pickford's good enough, but I'm not laying the blame on Pickford for that second goal. The third goal was really poor defending, shocking. Like, it just weren't good enough. So it's disappointing in the sense of we've just been beaten by, in my opinion, the best team in Europe. And now we've got Evertonians sitting there going, when's our next 3 points coming? Is this a reaction more to the Fulham game, which we should have won, knowing that we may have lost this game? Because I don't get it. We've just been beaten by one of the best teams in Europe. I'm struggling to see why we're all so negative. Don't get it. Like, Carlo's substitution of Davis tonight, again, I don't get. But I understood the tactics. I understood the tactics. Like, I got it. We played defensive. We set up with the back four that I've been screaming for. And we got that. And I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. I've said this, and I'll say this time and time again. I'd rather try and beat teams like Fulham, like West Ham, like whoever, 1-0 by playing shit football than leaving ourselves wide open by playing Luca Dean and Coleman to leave them gaps in behind with the two centre-backs and get done constantly like we did. We played against Manchester City tonight, who could not break us down when we had the 4 centre-halves on the pitch. So, for me, forget this result. The game that pissed me off was the Fulham game, because we went into this game knowing we could have been in the top 6 already. We could have been in the top 5, but we bottled it again. And it's again all of those games which put the pressure on these games, because as we've proven, we go to Spurs and we win. We put in good performances against Liverpool. We beat Spurs in the Cup. We get a draw at Old Trafford, but we lose to Fulham, West Ham, Newcastle, Leeds at Goodison. That's what's not good enough. Not losing 3-1 to a team like Manchester City. So I'm not negative about tonight. I just get on with it. It's just one of those games that if we won, yes, buzzing, build your season up. And if you lose, fuck it, just brush it under the carpet. We aren't at that level yet. And trust me, with the recruitment, I'm hoping that in time we'll be fine and we will build, and Carlo will be given time to build, and that substitution of Davies coming off and leaving Sigurdsson and James, who, look, I'm not going to sit here and I never mince my words, but James does not look up to it at the minute. He does not look up to it at all. And again, I don't get it. I'm not going to sit here and say players are playing well when they're not. And James is not playing well. Somebody in the comments said that he's had 3 goal contributions in the last 3 games, or his last 3 appearances. 2 were against Sheffield Wednesday and 1 was against Rotherham. Now, I'm sorry, but I'm not bothered. I want goal contributions against Fulham, against Newcastle, against Leeds, against West Ham, against Man City, against Burnley. That's where I want goal contributions. That's where I want assists. And Everton aren't there, and that's going to take time. The only reason Everton aren't in the top 4 right now is because of our home form, because we're 3rd in the league in our away form. And a lot of people are negative going to Anfield. And do you know what? Let's fuck that right off. Let's all sit here and go, do you know what? We've just lost to the best team in Europe that tanked them lot 4-1 as well, by the way. So why can't we go to Anfield and get a result? What are we scared of? Let's just get going. Let's just build from the back and go, because we're going to have shit times. We all suspected that we could have a really up and down shit season, but it actually hasn't been that bad. You know, there's been games this season that we've won that maybe I wouldn't have thought we would. You know, I didn't think we'd beat Spurs at Spurs. I didn't think we'd beat Leicester at Leicester. I didn't think we'd get a point at Manchester United. I didn't think that we could go toe-to-toe with a lot of these teams. And unfortunately tonight, for 45 minutes, we did go toe-to-toe for Manchester City. But for the next 45 minutes, we crumbled because we couldn't keep up with their pressure. We got to learn from it. Simply got to learn from it. Everton have played a ridiculous amount of games in 8 weeks. I think it's 9 games in 8 weeks. No, I think it's something like 15 games in 8 weeks. It's 2 a week. You know, there's so much negativity. I'm usually the worst fan for it. You know, I'm usually the person that will say, yeah, we're shit. And trust me, I have. Newcastle, Fulham. I sat here and I absolutely lambasted the players. But I can't do that in this game. I can't sit here and criticise the players too much. I'll call out the ones that I don't think are good enough. And that one certainly was James Rodriguez. I don't think he was in it. I don't think Richarlison had a great game. I thought Iwobi was all right when he was on. I thought Davies did great. I think Decore, again, did great. I just think Man City were better than us. And that is that. That is that. So it's one of those, you know, we've just got to move on. We've just got to move on. Just get over it. Get over it. Get on with the fucking game at Anfield, because, look, Everton are better away from home this season. Without a shadow of a doubt, we are better away from home. I think we've picked up 22 points away from home this season. Let's just crack on. Let's just fucking go into that game knowing that Everton are going to go there. They've lost to Brighton at home. They've drew with West Brom. They've lost to Burnley. Let's go there, know that Everton are better than all 3 of those sides, and let's go and beat them. Let's go and say we're going to beat them. And there's a lot of people saying there's loads of issues in this team. There are loads of issues. We already know it. We know it. We knew it when the season started. So why the fuck are we so negative after losing 3-1 at City? I just want to not have to be in this position. And we're in this issue. We're in this position because of our home form. Not because we haven't beat Manchester City, but because we haven't beat the others. So, look, Adam Smith, good. Mike, it's good saying that, but do the players have that mentality? I don't know. No one knows. This team, and this fan base, we as a fan base are used to having to deal with shit. We've won fuck all since 1995. We've had no real manager that's given us that ambition to go and drive. We've no backing since the mid-80s. You know, this team are used to feeling mediocre shit. And do you know what? It's about time that we went, you know what? I accept Man City are bigger than us. Not bigger than us, are better than us. I accept that. I accept Liverpool have won the title now for the first time in 30 years, and we go there and we're going to be scared. But you know what? Mentality takes a long time to fucking change. And it's the mentality in the games against Fulham, against West Ham, against Newcastle that has fucked me off more than it is the mentality against Tottenham away, at Man City at home, Manchester United away. So, although I think it's a struggle, I think the confidence is low. I think we're going into a game where Liverpool could beat us. You know, there's no getting around that. I think we simply have to figure out how these players are going to start competing. And these aren't the same players we're going to have in 2 years. You know, as much as we're singing the praises of Tom Davies now, is Tom Davies a top 4 player? No. You know, is a James Rodriguez going to be with us in 3 years' time playing at that level? No. Is Coleman going to be with us in 3 years' time? No. Everton have to change, have to adapt, and have to get better, and that takes time. And I'm not saying we should be happy with tonight's result, because no, we fucking shouldn't. No one should be beating us at Goodison. But the facts are, it's Manchester City. It's the equivalent of losing to one of those things. It's one of those. I truly believe the weekend against Liverpool is an easier game to get a result of than this one tonight. Man City have gone 17 games unbeaten. Liverpool's home form is horrific, same as ours. So why can't Everton go there and get something? AK Richie 7 attacking tactics are lacking. Attacking players are lacking, though. You know, how many goals does Iwobi score? You know, Richarlison's had a really poor season for goals and doesn't look half the player he was last season. Was slow in the middle of the park. But apart from Man City, that back 4 that started tonight had conceded 3 goals in 7 games. That's good. Like, that's title-winning defence. So we've just played against a really good team tonight. Craig Howard, is top 4 gone? Or if we get a result via Liverpool and go on a run, we're in the race now. I think top 4's gone. I think top 4 is gone. It's one of those things. I think we need to be solid at the back. And I think we need to work going forward. I think the midfield, it depends what we do tactically, but I think it's difficult to say what we need. A lot of people's opinions are different. A lot of people are saying we need to attack more. A lot of people are saying we need to set up as we are and hit counter. It's a difficult one to judge. You know, for example, AJ and his dad there, regular follower of the stream and absolutely brilliant. Love him to pieces. You know, his opinion's different to mine. We need to take the shackles off and attack, because when we do, we look dangerous. But how do we set up defensively then? I said this a few weeks ago. I said, look, if you look at our defence and attack, we're either really solid defensively but can't score goals, or we score goals and can't defend. There needs to be a balance, and that balance will come. But clearly, it's not going to be this season. So for me, I set up defensive and I'll counter, and I'll go counter every time. And it is one of those things. You know, Liverpool are going to come at us. Mane, Salah will want to get down the channels. They'll want to hurt us. And I get it. Like, that's how they play. But we've just got to be solid. We've got to pray. I don't know what Mina's got, but we've got to pray that he's fit, because we really, really miss Mina. I mean, a lot of people say things about it, but we really miss Mina. And I think we've got a better defensive balance and shape when we've got the 4 centre-backs. And we saw it today. You know, it's not like I'm talking out my arse. We saw it. We didn't concede a goal in the first 30 minutes. Coleman comes on. Again, I'm not sitting here saying he does loads wrong, but we concede goals because there was no balance. It's the home games that are fucking shocking. You know, AK Richie here, fair, like, he's bang on here. He's bang on. There's definitely something wrong with our home form. There's definitely something wrong with playing at home. So it's weird. It's weird because it's so disappointing that usually Everton's away form is shit. And we play at home, and we play, as Richie says, it's attacking tactics. We open ourselves up, Newcastle, Fulham. We lose, and so me and you agree, Richard. We agree. AK7, Richard, we agree. When we open ourselves up, we get caught. AJ and his dad. It's hard to defend for 90 minutes, but against the lesser teams, we need to go for it more. But we did against Newcastle and Fulham, and we lost. There's no. The problem is there is no right answer to this argument. It's so there's no right answer because we don't know. We don't control the team, and we can all say things like, I would do this or I would do differently. But I personally think we're just off where we all probably expect we are, and I think the lack of crowd at Goodison doesn't help. I think away from home, we've seen that playing defensive, like we have done away from home, we've had results. And I think when Carlos wanted to play more open football at home, we've not had the results. And I personally think that's because we're not playing that way. We chop and change the back four too much. I think we chop and change the entire team too much. He rotates players constantly. I don't agree with that. I always believe in playing your best 11, or not necessarily playing your best 11, but playing the 11 that gets you results. And that team's not available. So Alan was a massive blow again tonight. I don't think Alan would have come off. I think Tom Davis, Alan and Takore would be my three in midfield against Liverpool if I could pick. I think my front three would be... Do you know what? I think it's probably Iwobi, King and Dominic Calvert-Lewin as my front three, because I just don't know what the answer is. But I'm certainly not going to sit here and be negative about it. We've just lost to the best team in Europe, in my opinion, or at least one of the best teams in Europe. Should it have been 2-1? Yeah, it should have. But we deserve to lose. They had the ball. They had 78% possession. They had 15 shots. They had 10 on target or whatever it was. We deserve to lose. We lost to the best team in Europe. Let's just move on. Let's just get on with it. Our home form's shit anyway. If we're losing to Fulham, then I think we're going to lose to Manchester City at home. But if we play them away, sounds weird, but I fancy my chances more. Yeah, and that again, AJ and his dad, I think that's a really fair point. Do we know our best 11? I can guarantee every single person in here, best 11s are different. And Tom Thompson there, clean sheets needed. Tom, can you tell me the back four for them clean sheets? It was the ones that played tonight. So it's what it is. Keith Warnick. We need to stay positive. City are a class team due to having financial power. The new stadium will hopefully help close the gap. Exactly. This is a positive week for Everton Football Club. Fuck the results. We were shit against Fulham. The players are a disgrace. End of story. I'm not forgiving them for Fulham. I'm not forgiving them for Leeds. I'm not forgiving them for Newcastle. And I'm not forgiving them for West Ham. I'm not forgiving them for Newcastle away. I'm not forgiving them for Southampton away. I don't forgive them for them. But tonight against a Manchester City side, yeah, fuck it. I'll forgive them. Go up against Liverpool, put in a performance, show me that you've grown up, you've got a bit more mentality. Go and try and get something out of that game. And you know what? I'll be fucking buzzing my tits off. We'll leave it at that. Guys, have a good one. I'm sorry this has been the weirdest match reaction ever, but I think the mood is just weird around Everton. My mood's weird, so I'm sorry. Yeah, Burnley 2, Everton botches, you're spot on. So let's just move on. Yeah? Is that fair? Guys, I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone's well. I don't want you to overthink about this tomorrow. The Fulham one ruined the first 3 days of my week. I got really excited before the game for this game. I was convinced we were going to get something. And I really, really was up until Yuri Mina come off. You reckon we would have beat Fulham with tonight's tactics? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Versus, we still need to figure out the team. Defence has to be solid. No Coleman, please. Cal Anderson, let's beat Liverpool. Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, anyway, I'm leaving it there. Have a good one. Go and enjoy yourselves. Go and watch another stream or something. Make sure you go over to teamwallart.com. Go and buy yourselves a plaque. $7.99. It's absolutely worth it. Amanda Stevens, Carlos just said Mina won't play the derby. Well, that's just fucking... Match preview for the derbies tomorrow, guys, just so you know. And yeah, without Mina, I'll just say it now. Without Mina, I think it's a real struggle. But there you go. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. Stay safe, keep smiling, and up the toffees, yeah? Come on.